Okay, this is for the fourth class and the class that has already taken place. So this is just kind of a review of it so you can keep listening to it. I think Whitney recorded it, but if those aren't available to you, then you can just watch these, I guess. So the ones in class are a little bit different than these ones. We probably discussed it more in depth, but so what we did is the food, some drinks, using the verb to like something, and but we began with the review. So let's move on to the review of some of the stuff we've covered already. So this is a review from last week. So what is your name? Responding with my name is. Where did you grow up? I grew up in or at. Where do you live? I live in, etc. Okay, we also reviewed Echiapi. His or her name is. El Ichaje, he or she grew up in or at. El T, he or she lives in or at. Okay, so this was the part of the review. Taku enichiapihe. So always pay attention to your stress marks. Taku enichiapihe. What is your name? Kori emachiapi. Kori emachiapi. My name is Corey. Duktel inichachahe. Duktel inichachahe. Where did you grow up? Pine Ridge el Imachaje. Pine Ridge el Imachaje. I grew up in Pine Ridge. Duktel Yatihe. Duktel Yatihe. Where do you live? Calico el Wati. Calico el Wati. I live in Calico. Okay, so that was just a quick review of the things that we'd covered last week and the week before, I think. Okay, so now we introduced the words ina, my mom, and ate, my dad, and kind of discussed a little bit, how language kind of changes depending on, who's talking and stuff. But sometimes you will hear people, ask, who's your mom? They'll say, who's your ina? Or who's your ate? And, or even talking about somebody else. His ate is called, or his ina is this person or whatever. Now, that's just, that's just the way language changes. I mean, people are going to use it like that. But there are words for your mom, your dad, and his or her mom, his or her dad. So we introduced these ones, nihon and niate. So we're going to use this instead of saying, who's your ina, who's your ate. Because, like I said, these are words for that. So we don't have to use ina, which is, my mom, or ate, my dad. And, either way is right. There's no right or wrong way to speak Lakota. I mean, everybody does it differently. So, but I'm just making you aware of those words. Those are the words we're going to learn. And so, obviously, we're talking about third person. So we're going to be using echiapi and ichaja and ti. So when we're finding out that information, because we've already covered taku and ichiapi, what is your name? Kori amachiapi, my name is. So now we moved into nihon taku echiapi. What is your mom's name? Nihon taku echiapi. And there's lots of different ways that you can ask these kinds of questions. We're just learning one way, and then as you go along, you might hear a different way. Somebody might say inaya eketoahe. There's different ways to ask it, so we're just learning it this way first. So nihon taku echiapi. What is your mom's name? And then the response, ina Judy echiapi. Ina Judy echiapi. My mom's name is Judy. Niate taku echiapi. What is your dad's name? Niate taku echiapi. The response, Ate Douglas echiapi. Ate Douglas echiapi. Nihon tukteli chachai. Where'd your mom grow up? Nihon tukteli chachai. Where'd your mom grow up? The response, Ina Manderson eli chachai. Ina Manderson eli chachai. My mom grew up in Manderson. Niate tukteli chachai. Where'd your dad grow up? Niate tukteli chachai. Ate calico eli chachai. Ate calico eli chachai. Nihon tuktertihe. Nihon tuktertihe. Where does your mom live? So you can just start that with Ina, my mom. Put in the place name, LT. Niate tuktertihe. Where does your dad live? Just start with Ate, place name, LT. Okay, so that's kind of like a quick review of some of that stuff, but we added in Niate and Nihon. So for those of you that missed the class, this was a slide where we had everybody kind of annotate and draw a line from the correct word to the English equivalent. So niate, somebody would draw a line from there down to, what would it be? Yep, your dad. So just like that, all the way down. And so we kind of did that in class. Okay, at this point, we numbered our papers from 1 to 8. And this was a quick little food and drink test. And I had the people that were in the class write down the word in English if they didn't know it, if they didn't know the Lakota word. So that kind of gives you a tip on which ones you need to study. So maybe you know 1 or 2 words, but not the other ones. So here's the test. So this was number 1, and I think I gave it around maybe 8 to 10 seconds per slide, and that just to give people a chance to write it, spell it. Here is number 2. And I'm not going to give the full time amount here. You can pause it if you want. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. 6. 7. And the last one. There it is right there. Okay, so then we looked at our papers. We see how many people knew some of those words out of those 8. And then I give you the names for them so you can add these in your little language journal that you're making. So orange is transpanzi. Transpanzi. Cheese, asampi suta. Asampi suta. Watermelon, wagamushpashne. Wagamushpashne. Orange juice, transpanzi hampi. Transpanzi hampi. Milk, asampi. Asampi. Coffee, wakalapi. Wakalapi. Or prejuta sapa. Wakalapi na ish prejuta sapa. Soup, wahampi. Wahampi. And apple, transpan. Transpan. Okay, some of the vocabulary that we were using in here, we're going to say taku yatkahe. What is he or she drinking? Taku yatkahe. And then a response to that, we name the drink, and and the verb is yatke. So it is yatka, he or she drinks in the question, yatke in the response. Taku yatka hai, asampi yatke. Okay, and then this was we're talking. So some of these there are different age groups, and we're talking about wichinchila, and just one of the ways that I gave to kind of remember how to break this word down for a girl, wichinchila. So this was explained to me a long time ago, but it'll help you kind of maybe remember it about how to say girl. So we have we, which it could mean the sun or the moon, just by itself. So there are other words for that. You could say hanwi, hanhepiwi, ampewi, and those kind of things. But we by itself can just be the sun or the moon. So in this case, it's the moon. Chincha is a his or her child. So chincha, his or her child. And then we add our little ending on there, that suffix la, which makes something kind of cute, precious, small. Put that all together, we chinchala. And so you can think of it as the precious child of the moon, or the moon's precious child is a girl. So that little feminine connection between the females and the moon. So we chinchilla is a girl who is a precious child of the moon. So if that helps you to remember that, go ahead and use that. Okay, and then we use the verb. In this lesson, we used washtelaka. Washtelaka, he or she likes something. So there's no conjugation. There's our base verb. And we showed how to make it into I like it. I do the verb. So this is a wa verb. So washtewalake. Washtewalake. I like something. So notice the stress doesn't change when we conjugate this. Washtewalake. And so if we follow our rule that we've been using every week, when the verb takes wa to make it I, then what is you like something? Remember, it's going to go in the same location as our I conjugation. So we just have to flip it out. So when it's wa for I, it's ya for you. So washtelaka, you like something. So we have washtelaka, no conjugation, which means he or she is doing that verb. Washtewalake, I like something. Washtealake, you like something. Okay, and then this is the slides that we kind of went over. So I would just I started with wichashakile wakhalapiyatke, and then he's gonna take a drink of it, and we're gonna say whether or not he likes it. So as he takes a drink of his coffee, okay, so it appears as though he likes it. So I would ask you, and we did this in class, wichashakile wakhalapi washtelaka. Does this man like coffee? Wichashakile wakhalapi washtelaka. And then we're going to start with either yes or no. Huh is yes. Hia, no. So, huh, yes. Wichashakile wakhalapi washtelake. Yes, this man likes coffee. Okay. Hokshilakile transpanzi hampi yatke. This boy is drinking orange juice, and then we're going to see if he likes his orange juice or not. Okay, so then my question was, Hokshilaki transpanzi hampi washtelaka. So that goes, Hokshilakile transpanzi hampi washtelaka. So we'd answer in this case with the negative. So hia, no. Hokshilakile transpanzi hampi washtelake shne. So we're just adding that shni at the end. Hia hokshila kile transpazi hampi washtela keshni. No, this boy does not like orange juice. Okay, our next one. Wichasha kile. And we can flip it up, takuyatka. What is he drinking? And in Lakota, we use the verb to drink when we're talking about soup. Instead of eating soup, I'm going to eat some soup. We say, I'm going to drink some soup. So he's going to be eating soup. So let's see if he likes his soup. Okay. So, wichasha kele wahan pe washtela ka hai. Does this man like soup? Wichasha kele wahan pe washtela ka hai. And then the response, ha, wichasha kele wahan pe washtela ke. So, yep, he does like his soup. Appears to be enjoying his soup. So, ha, wichasha kele wahan pe washtela ke. Okay. Next one. Wichinchala kile transpanzi hampi yatke. This girl is drinking orange juice. So let's find out if she likes her orange juice. Okay, so I would say no. So here, wichinchala kile transpanzi hampi washtela keshni. Here, no. Wichinchala kile transpanzi hampi washtela keshni. No, this girl doesn't like orange juice. Okay, here's another man eating soup. Okay, wichasha kile wahan pe washtela ka hai. Does this man like soup? Wichasha kile wahan pe washtela ka hai. So, ha, wichasha kile wahan pe washtela ke. Okay, this woman, Wiyaki, is eating an orange. So let's see if she likes oranges. So probably not. So Wiyakile, this woman, transpanzi washtela keshni. Wiyakile transpanzi washtela keshni. This woman does not like oranges. Okay, so we're going to identify her. She is a girl, so that is Wichinchila. Go back to your food test. She's eating wagmushpashne. So the question is she going to like watermelon? Does she like watermelon? So nope. She does not like watermelon. So the question, Wichinchila kile wagmushpashne washtela kahe. Wichinchila kile wagmushpashne washtela kahe. So the reply would be hia, no. Wichinchila kile, this girl. Wagmushpashne washtela ke shne. Nope, this girl does not like watermelon. Okay, next one. This is a Wia, and she is drinking milk. And right off, we can see she doesn't like milk. So, Wia kile asampi washtela kahe. Does this woman like milk? Wia kile asampi washtela kahe. So we're going to say no. Wia kile asampi washtela keshni. Okay, so next guy here. Okay, this is, so he's not a wichasha, he's not a man, he's not a wia, he's not a girl or a woman, he's not a wichinchila, a girl, and he's not a hokshila, he's not a boy, so he's a wichachchala, a elderly man, wichachchala. And is eating, if you remember your foods, he's eating cheese. So let's see if he likes cheese. Okay, yep, so he likes cheese. So the question, wichach chalakile, asampi suta washtela kahe. Wichach chalakile, asampi suta washtela kahe. Does this elderly man like cheese? So, yes. Wichach chalakile asampi suta washtelake. Okay. See if that plays one more time. Wichach chalakile asampi suta washtelake. Asampi suta washtelake. Okay. All right, next one, hokshila. We have a hokshila, and he is eating a what? Go back to your food list, a transpa. A transpa. So let's see if he likes apples. Nope, doesn't like apples. So hokshila kile transpa washtela kahe. Does this boy like apples? Hia hokshila kile transpa washtela kishni. Hia hokshila kile transpa washtela kishni. Okay. So at this point, we were going around the class and asking each other, transpan washte alaka. So in those slides we were looking at with those people, we used the third person verb washtelaka and washtelake in the response. And in this one, we're conjugating it, saying, do you like? So, transpan washtelaka. Do you like apples? And then their responses, whoever we're talking to, transpan washtewalake. Yes, I like apples. Or, hia transpan washtewalake shne. No, I don't like apples. So that's kind of what we did, asking each other some of those. Transpan zi washtewalake. Do you like oranges? Transpan zi washtewalake. Naish. Hia transpan zi washtewalake shne. Wakalapi washtewalake. Do you like coffee? Wakalapi washtewalake. Naish. Hia wakalapi washtewalake shne. Wahampi washtewalake. Do you like soup? Wahampi washtewalake. Or hia wahampi washtewalake shne. Okay, and then as we were doing that, we're going to listen to everybody's replies on certain foods, whether they liked them or not. So, for example, if I was calling on someone named Frank, I would say, Frank, asampi washteya lakahe. Do you like milk, Frank? And then we have to listen to what he said. Did he say, asampi washtewa lake? Or did he say, hia asampi washtewa lake shne? And then we're going to keep track of what everybody said. Or hia, yes or no. And then we call on somebody else. And then we're going to ask them what Frank liked. So we'd say, if I was calling, so I'd call on, like, say, Bill or something. So I say, Bill, Frank asampi washtela kahe. Does Frank like milk? And then so Bill's going to look at his answers he took down and see what Frank said. And so if Frank said yes, he likes milk, then Bill would say, Frank asampi washtelake. Or if Frank said no, then Bill would say, hia Frank asampi washtelake shne. Okay, so those are just practicing the I and you, and then he or she. Just another example. Wagmushmashne washtelakahe. If you're asking somebody, do you like watermelon? Keep track of their answers. whether it's yes or no. Then call on somebody, a third person, and ask them what that person just said, if they liked watermelon or not. Okay, so that's all these ones were. Okay, same thing here. Asking about that person whether they liked cheese or not. Okay, and then we didn't get all the way to this point, but this point would be to write a list of the foods and those drinks that we learned, and then pick two of them and say that you either like or don't like. And then we're going to ask each other going down the list and find out the different ones that they like or don't like. So that's all that this one was going to be, a little exercise for that. All right. And just kind of the same kind of concept here, asking each other, do you like oranges? Do you like coffee? Do you like apples? And then quizzing each other about who responded in a certain way. Okay, those are just some foods that we're going to annotate back and forth, but the pictures didn't show up on that. But so those are just your food list again. So in your own journal, under your verbs, then you should be adding washtelaka. He or she likes something. Washtewalake, I like something. Washtealaka, you like something. And then this was the homework, to learn the days of the week. And we kind of went into, we covered this part just talking about some of them, but these are the ones you want to get down so we can start using sentences and stuff in the future. So Monday, ampetu trokahe. Ampetu trokahe. Tuesday, ampetu numpa. Ampetu numpa. Wednesday, ampetu yamani. Ampetu yamani. Thursday, ampetu topa. Ampetu topa. Friday, ampetu zapta. Ampetu zapta. Saturday, owanka yujaja pi ampetu. Owanka yujaja pi ampetu. And Sunday, ampetu waka. Ampetu waka. So those are your days of the week. You want to get those down. Okay, so that covers that for this last class. And like I said, in the class, we went more in depth with a lot of that stuff. So if you missed it, if Whitney has the recording, if you can get hold of that, you could see we covered more stuff in there. But just a quick rundown of what we did. Okay, hechegla. Chatona na khoptana kapi hechina wopila chichapalo. Chana ognash tokata okomajina he ake wachanga piktalo. Doksha.